Warning: the footage you are about to see may be disturbing to some viewers. Viewer discretion is advised.
This video is brought to you in part by Zeal Sound and viewers like you. Thank you.
Yo, Speedy, clip this one.
All right, y'all. What is the word? What is the word? What is the word? Speedy is in the building, back in the building, back in the back of the back of the building with some breaking news. With some very much breaking news. 2025 is already starting off crazy. My apologies. They doing work on my block, but so I was literally just thinking, like, yo, that whole Pure Softy MrTLexify case, did that ever get solved? Like, I could have sworn that Pure Softy like contacted the FBI and all kind of stuff. But remember, it's been months. Like, you know what I'm saying, because her video was deleted or she removed it or something like that. So I went and searched up Pure Softy just to see what it was. First, I tried to search her real name, but I don't know how to spell her real name. Look at this. 11 hours ago. This was prior to 2025 ending. 11 hours ago, only 131 views. Nobody ever really wanted to understand what was actually going on. But a lot of my viewers, if you follow along, you remember a lot of this stuff. Yeah, so we actually know the whole story. We know that Pure Softy is just as guilty as MrTLexify, but we're just going to go through, listen, try to see if any of the story has changed, any of the video is edited, if any of the screenshots are removed, because those screenshots are very diabolical. And that's the main thing I want to get to. But this is 2 hours, so everybody sit back, relax. Let's knock this out the park real quick.
I've already taken the steps forward to take legal action against all the harassment, lying, invasion of privacy, and torment he has knowingly put me through. As well as I have reported this incident to the FBI Internet Crime Complaint Center for cyber harassment, as my lawyer advised me to. This is around the time when Lex started texting my mom as well, and he started harassing her, telling her that people were harassing Lex, calling him a pedophile and groomer for what he did to Alex. Alex is a 13-year-old girl that he confirmed he's talked to about relationship stuff. Alex has came forward herself and stated her own opinions on Lex and how she felt with him. When I was 17 years old, and I was dating Lex while he was 20 years old, I found out about Alex and I immediately knew that he was going to try to do to Alex what he had been doing to me since I was 15 years old. He was going to try and entice another fangirl with his status and power dynamic. Rather than help her and realize that we were both victims at that point, I made Lex block her on every platform that he talked to her on. I told him that our relationship was going to be over if he didn't, because that's truly how I felt. That means 2 victims have now come forward against Lex, Adrian, I want Clista. I started off as a fan of Lex's, and Lex would use his power to manipulate me into being silent about what was happening behind closed doors. We formed an online relationship before we met in person with the intentions of dating in 2017. We formed an online relationship in 2016, proceeded to know each other for a year, and then met each other in 2017. Here are screenshots with the dates confirming that Lex first talked to me when I was 15 years old and he was 18. By definition, grooming is a manipulative behavior where someone builds a relationship with a vulnerable child to abuse and manipulate them. Some warning signs that someone may be grooming you include excessive talk or knowledge about sexual topics, spending more time online, keeping secrets, and drinking or drug abuse. Other signs of being groomed include being purchased gifts by the groomer. These are all tactics that Lex used on me ever since I was 15 years old. The gifts that Lex gave me started off as small, like video game DLCs or a new video game on the day of its release. Lex knew that I grew up in a low-income household and that I didn't have access to many things growing up. Lex would use his gifts as ways to lure me in to spend more time with him. He would make me call him on Skype for hours on end, and we'd stay up past my bedtime, even though I had school the next day.
All right, man. Right here, this is the sob story that now Reagan wants you to believe. And now a lot of people are afraid to victim blame. A lot of people are afraid to speculate. Some people just want to believe it. We've had so many different perspectives of this, right? But later on in the video, if the screenshots are still going to be there, Reagan exposes herself to literally being in on all of this, acknowledging that what they were doing was wrong and they were doing it because it isn't something that is normally acceptable. She admits it in the first 5 minutes, tells you the very story. And then later on down the line, there's so many screenshots of her saying, "Oh, no more young, no more, no more. Oh, you're always gonna be like, yo." And it's not even, they mean this stuff literally for their fantasy. Like, they really think this stuff and they really like this stuff. They really like that. Like, these are the people that are really like this.
In his video, Lex says, "There is also a serious claim that I raped my ex-girlfriend Reagan. This statement made by her is completely inappropriate and false." Well, here I am proving that my statement is right, that Lex, you did in fact rape me when I was a minor, and I am willing to go to court for this, and I'm willing to prove myself in front of a judge with all of my information and all of my evidence.
My only question about that is, it's been so long. Why didn't you take it to a judge it's literally 2025 now? Like, what's going on? Did you re-upload this for evidence? Or did you re-upload this for views? Like, what did you upload this for? It's my question.
Lex says that I have a rape kink and uses it as an excuse to say that he did not groom me. Yet here are some screenshots of messages that Lex sent me about him being my daddy.
Now, about an hour and a half from now, you're going to see screenshots where they're both talking about that very same thing. It's going to be so crazy. Unless she removed the screenshots. But we reviewed this video so many times, so it's going to be easy to tell what she did or didn't edit. As far as I can tell for right now, it's mostly blurs. But I think the original video was 2 hours and 11 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll see.
Here in these messages, you can see Lex talking about how he's gonna book an Airbnb for 3 months, with the original dates being June 8th to August 24th. After Lex booked the Airbnb, he messaged me stuff like, and he was aware of what he was doing. The summer of 2018, when Lex rented out an Airbnb to live with me, he was me every day. It got to a point where Lex, Adrian, and Iwan had to buy me, at 17 years old, Plan Bs because he was scared of getting me pregnant. Lex tries to flip the narrative that him raping me is my own fault, and Lex tries to prove this by showing text messages of me as a minor, once again talking to him about sexual things that he has taught me. Lex uses a particular text message of me as a 17-year-old minor saying I was orgasming over him when I was 14 years old. Again, I forgot that this message existed. The fact that Lex would even post a screenshot of a minor saying that is really gross. I am so far removed from 17-year-old me, and I've tried so hard to forget about the damage that Lex has done on my psyche.
Hey, yo, what she just say? She said she's trying so hard to stray away from her 17-year-old self, but she's reliving and retelling the whole story, and you're just mad that MrTLexify had proof of his claims. Oh, imagine, this is the reason why I'm speculating, like, if the screenshots that she originally provided are even still in here, because if she doesn't like screenshots that make her look bad, why would they still be in here? You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna see.
There's a point in Lex's video where he attacks all of his viewers with out of context screenshots of my own text messages and says stuff like how you asked me to be your boyfriend again in 2017, or how you're telling me you're happy to have found your daddy at 15, or maybe even claiming that the daddy kink was yours.
Yeah, but it's also confirming that that's what you was on. You know what I'm saying? Y'all both was on weird shit. That's the whole thing. The same thing that you accusing this man of, the same thing that you was in on. You can't make it seem like you wasn't like that before you met him, because you was. Who else was you gonna find? You just so happen to, man.
I'd just like to point again to how he forced the daddy kink down my throat at a very young age, even before I knew what it was, even before I could consent to that type of behavior. Unfortunately, how would a child or how would an 18-year-old have a daddy kink unless this kink was shown or taught to me? It was embedded into the lifestyle that Lex had with me. It was so bad that Lex was calling himself daddy without even me initiating it.
I ain't gonna lie, the main reason why, especially now, I don't believe that MrTLexify put this on her, because he did all this in 3 years. You went from being Like, he ain't kidnapped you or nothing. He just did all this over the internet. You was just cool with all this. You let certain things happen. Like, I understand there's times where you're uncomfortable and you let things happen and then you just leave it alone after a while. But who is continuously, cause like, yo, it's you're going to his streams, going to his Twitter, going to your emails. You're going through all of this to message him in multiple different ways. It's not like you're only messaging this person on one app and trying to hide it, delete messages and all kind of stuff. You're not trying to do all that. A lot of people have experience doing that. People that cheat, like, it don't even matter if you're doing something this degenerative. There's people that try to hide things that they do. Use incognito mode. Like, you know you're not supposed to be doing something. You're going to try to hide your steps. But you wasn't trying to hide your steps. You recorded videos, put pictures on social media. It was on Twitter, Instagram, texting him, messaging him on DMs, like meeting up with him in person. Like, you was with him. That don't sound like grooming. Like, now, if y'all met when you was like imagine like if MrTLexify was your babysitter and you was like 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, 11, 12, 13 years old, then 14, 15, 16, 17, y'all start making it public. Then that would be really, 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 really something that's like, one, it sounds more of what grooming is, more close to your definition of what grooming is. You know what I'm saying? So the way that you trying to put it and then the way that you're presenting it sound like two different things. If the way that you're presenting it isn't the way that it happened and it's way worse than what you're really saying, then I understand. But it sounds like you're saying everything, but it don't sound like it's what you're trying to describe. What you're saying happened and what you're describing happened. Like I'm saying, the comparison just isn't there. So it's really, really, really hard to believe, like, okay, maybe these things did happen, but what she's trying to put on him is not what happened. What she's saying happened falls under this. It doesn't fall under that. You know what I'm saying? But again, this sounds like a Bonnie and Clyde type situation. Like, they was both in on this, and we gonna get to it to where it really confirms it. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy. She got chapters and everything, but we ain't gonna skip around. We gonna watch everything in its entirety.
Lex tries to prove his claims of me having a fake ID by showing a screenshot of me from 2017 where I'm 16 years old, talking about inviting my high school friend Alex over to smoke in Lex's hotel room. Lex words it by saying, or how you even admitted you wanted to invite your friends who bought your drugs to my place. Lex fails miserably by indirectly showing proof that he had a hotel room in California and that he was spending time with me in California while I was 16 years old. My friend who wanted to come over to Lex's hotel was another 16-year-old, and we were going to smoke the weed that Lex had bought me. Lex had provided 2 minors of marijuana that night. Here are pictures of the hotel room that Lex booked and photos of us in the hotel room together. Again, Lex purely booked this hotel room and purely came to California that weekend just to coerce me into having sex with him.
Alright, I don't see where her friend at, you know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. In those videos, I can't even speculate if her friend was there. But you mean to tell me that you went over there and y'all did what y'all did? If your friend was there, what happened with your friend? Like, did she leave before you and Lex did what y'all did? You let this little 16-year-old girl that you brought with you and then you abandoned her so that you could, or was she on the couch? Like, I'm saying, like, there's a whole lot that's like missing here and a whole lot of questions that need to be asked, because where's your morals and all of this? You can't just say that you was naive. What about your friend? You didn't care about your friend at the time. Don't say you was too young to care about your friend and her well-being. What now?
Lex also said in his video that I used a fake ID at the Hollywood escape room that me, him, and all of his YouTuber friends went to. In my Google document, I provided a picture of a passport that Lex made for me at this escape room. The passport says December 12th, 1998, because Lex is born 1998 and he thought it would be smart to give me the same year as him because it would make us the same age or something. The date of the escape room that we did was August 20th, 2017, meaning that if my birthday was December 12th, 1998, I would have only been 17 years old.
If you was born in 1998, you would not be 17 in 2017. If you was born in 1998, you would be like, you would probably be like 19. $18, 19, maybe even 20, I don't know, 1998. What? You will be 2 for everybody that's born in 2000. So if somebody born in 2000 is going to be between 16 and 17 in 2017, you will be between the ages of 18 and 19, or even 20 because you got 2 years on them. So where's your math at? Why did you keep this in here?
Now, I do have a vivid memory of Lex and I going out to dinner with all of his friends. At this dinner, Noah J456 was sitting across from Lex and I, and he decided to be kind and include in the conversation by asking me how old I was and where I went to college. When Noah asked me how old I was, I didn't answer him, and instead I looked up at Lex, and I took a sip of my drink to prevent me from having to speak up. Lex quickly answered for me and told Noah, she's 18. She goes to a San Diego university. Noah gave me a look when Lex responded, and I stayed quiet. I knew that deep down, Noah had a hunch that Lex was lying because I did not present myself as a college student. If Noah would like to come forward at some point and confirm that this happened or confirm that this didn't happen, I'd be really grateful. I have no way of contacting Noah myself, and if I did, I would, especially since Lex has attempted to drag Noah down with him in this mess.
You can reach out to Noah J456 via Twitter, via Instagram, via YouTube. Like, there's so many ways to reach out to him. Anyways, was this dinner the same dinner at Buffalo Wild Wings? By any chance? I mean, perchance, did Noah J456 ask you? Is there any possibility that Noah J456 asked you about your age after seeing the hickeys on MrTLexify neck? And the fact that you was hiding all this stuff and trying to keep everything a secret. Were you protecting yourself? Were you protecting him? Got a lot of questions here.
These dates do not align with the dates that I was at the Z house, and I must have been talking to Lex about a different situation in which we lied to his own mother about my age, and we realized we couldn't have a normal relationship anymore. Again, I only did what I was told to because I wanted my favorite YouTuber turned groomer to like me. I only lied to Lex's mom because Lex was telling me to. I wanted to be taken seriously. I didn't want to be treated like some child, even though I was one.
All right. Where your parents at? Your mom don't care? Your dad don't care? What's going on? Like, you able to spend all this time? You able to meet his mom? Where your mom at? Huh? Where your daddy at?
In his video, Lex lies and says that the screenshot I posted in my Google document of him talking about having a saying that I will be minoring forever is fake.
Look at the gray text. Look at what she's saying. Look at what she's saying. I'm going to be legal next time. No more what? But I love what? Getting what? By what? Like, what? They both saying this stuff. She don't need to say that. She don't need to say that. This doesn't need to be said. You said that. That's crazy. That's only 34 minutes in. I thought it was like an hour from now. 34 minutes in, and this is where we're already at. This is just part one. Pure softy. I try to give you a fair chance and you notice. Try reaching out and you notice. Now I gotta tell everybody that you lying, man. You got plenty of time to delete this, by the way. Maybe I'm gonna edit this video real quick, drop part one, come back and press play. Maybe I'm gonna do that right here. You got plenty of time to do something about this, lady girl. These are not the only screenshots. Now, when it came to the Twitter DMs, notice how she could only show, Lex's, because she was getting emails. You're not getting emails through iMessage. So you have to expose yourself, or she was going to have to crop all this stuff out, but she didn't. She took a picture of it. She didn't delete her messages before she took a picture of it. She ain't even try to edit her messages in any kind of way. She wasn't in any type of desperation. She just took a picture of it, not even realizing that this is incriminating. You don't even, the crazy thing, she's not even going to explain her messages. Look, so you can see the date here in this screenshot along with the time I took the photo. And you didn't say nothing about the stuff that you were saying. Why was you saying this stuff? You didn't say, oh no, he groomed me so much that I wound up just saying, nah. You could have said anything. Why you say that? But no, that's gonna be part one real quick. Finna edit this video. Just want to make sure I always got enough space. That's all. And Pure Softy, you really lied so much. And it's gonna look way worse when I edit this. I'll be back, y'all. Speedy out. Nah, it's the same exact thing. She re-uploaded it. She re-uploaded it. Look. 12 hours ago. Don't be mad at me, little proof. 139 views 12 hours ago. I ain't do nothing. She trying to reignite this. If anything, I'm trying to put the flame out.